Place on your mat or on your chair, maybe on your blanket, and yes, take those fleshy parts off the sit bones and connect with the ground. Find a long spine, so maybe just slouch a little bit on purpose, and then just feel you're pushing through the top of your head towards the ceiling. If you feel like the ribs are popping out now, then just relax that area a little bit. And we are going to do the Ujjayi breath. And so you can close your eyes. You probably are very familiar already with the Ujjayi breath. So you can go straight ahead and find your own rhythm. So the Ujjayi breath works with that restriction of the back of the throat. So you breathe in through the nose, and it sounds like this. So the exhale is a little longer. It helps us to arrive on the mat in our yoga practice. Calms down the nervous system. And it helps to focus in the yoga poses. So without changing anything, just observe where the movement of the breathing is happening for you. Where is the inhale? Where do you feel the inhale? And where do you feel the exhale? And then slowly return to your natural breath. And if you like, lower the chin towards the chest. Keep the rest of the body straight. Open your eyes. And slowly lift your head again. And then bring your hands right beside the body. And inhale your arms up. You don't have to touch yet. And then flip the palms down as you exhale your arms back down. If you are still doing that Ujjayi breath, go ahead, inhale all the way up. And then maybe find Ujjayi breath and exhale your arms back down. Take your time. You inhale your arms up. exhale, slowly release the arms down as you let the air out. One more time. Lift your arms as you inhale. Maybe your hands touch. And then exhale all the way back out. Bring your hands onto your knees and roll your shoulders back. Just a couple. Hold on to your knees. And then with your next inhale, arch that lower back a little, gently lift the gaze towards the sky. And then as you exhale, lower the gaze towards the earth, engage your abs, round your upper body. Inhale, lift the gaze, open up the chest. Exhale, lower down, look down towards your feet maybe, or your ankles. Scoop the abs in and up. Help to get the air out, and then open up the chest and really let that movement in your neck, in the upper body become a little bit bigger, and then round a little more. Maybe your gaze goes towards your belly button. Scoop those abs in and up and lift the gaze all the way up. And then again, round. And then come right in between. And we come into a very gentle twist. The right hand goes onto your left knee. The left hand goes behind you. And then with your inhale, you come into a little bit of a lengthening towards the sky. And with the exhale, you come into a very, very gentle twist. Stay here. Ujjayi breath for your exhale. And then slowly come over to the other side. Left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind you. Find that long spine. Feel your sit bones on the floor. Feel the top of your head reaching towards the sky. And then with your exhale, you twist. Gentle. Don't go into that full twist yet. And then slowly, slowly untwist. Interlace your fingers. And then stretch your arms all the way up. Reach up high. Feel how that chest is opening up. The ribs are popping out, right? The lower back, you probably arch that lower back right now. Come back a little bit out of that lower back arch. Just a little bit. And reach all the way up. And then with control, let those fingers untangle and come into that big V shape. Spread your fingers wide, drop the shoulders down, feel the weight of your arms pushing your shoulder blades down. The rest of the body is long. And then from here, as you reach your fingers away from you, you come into that big T shape. Open up the chest and then squeeze the shoulder blades gently together. Again, those ribs, right? Pull them back in just a little bit. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then come back to that midline again. Bend your elbows and come into a little bit of a rotation. So your forearms go back. Shoulder blades squeeze together. We are opening up the chest. And then from here, you interlace your fingers behind your body and open up the chest here. You can lift your arms off or, lift them up a little bit. And again, sit tall, feel the sit bones grounding you down and the top of the head is pushing all the way up. Ujjayi breath. See if you can do that. And then relax the arms. Don't let the hands or fingers untangle yet. And then bring, I'm going to turn around. So the hands are still together, and bring your hands over to your waist. So you can do with me the left side. If you have the right side, that's fine too. And then just squeeze shoulder blades and the elbows together. Drop the shoulders down. Again, find that long spine. Breathe. And then stretch the arms down again. Open up the chest one more time. Relax the arms down a little, and then find the other side. And again, squeeze elbows and shoulder blades together. Breathe. Ujjayi breath. And then slowly lower the arms back down and bring the hands back onto the knees. And now if you are on the chair, we are stretching out the legs, so come down onto the mat. And then we're going to lie down on the back. So for the first one, stretch out your right leg, bring your left leg in. And then just stay here and breathe. Maybe put your hands behind you, fingers onto the floor, make those little tens, find that long spine again. And then bring your hands in front of your chest. And then turn over to your right leg, the leg that is stretched out. And then bring your hands right on the left and the right side of your leg and forward from the hips forward. And that movement might be a very small movement. Oh yes, so if you feel like, Mandy, I cannot touch my foot, grab your strap, your belt, your towel, put it around your foot, and then stay here, flex the foot, put the strap onto the foot, and that's a beautiful, it opens up the back of the legs, you can feel it in the upper body, and then you lean forward. If you can reach the foot, go ahead, and then forward, forward, and again, work with your breath. See what feels good today. And if you feel like you can't breathe and you're holding your breath, it's too much, then back off, back out of it, just a little. And if you feel like you want to go a little deeper, then work with your exhale. Take a deep breath in, feel that lift in your upper body. And as you exhale, maybe you can let go towards the knee a little bit. And if you're staying here, same thing. You take a deep breath in, feel that lift. And as you exhale, maybe you can fold a little forward from your hip. Wherever you are. I hope you're happy there. Keep your right foot flexed. And then slowly walk back up into this upright position. And then we bring the left hand behind and we lift all the way up. Open the front of the body. If you were shoveling snow, this is a beautiful opener for the whole front of the body. Stay there, breathe if you want to stay there a little longer. I completely understand. This is an awesome pose. And then slowly sink down and we switch. So the left leg goes out and the right leg goes in. Again, you can take your belt and wrap it around your foot. But first, find that long spine. Long spine. Flex that left foot. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Twist over to your left leg. And then find wherever you are comfortable. So sometimes it helps to again lift those fleshy parts up so you have a better base, right? And then put the hands here and see where it takes you. And again, this side might be different. Let it be different. Maybe you get that ujjayi breath going. Maybe hold on to your foot and you fold forward. Yogi's choice. And then slowly, whenever you feel like you were here the same amount of time on this right side, go ahead and come up. Fixing my pants. And then bring your right hand behind you. Did I say the right hand before? I think I did. So now it's the right hand, definitely. And then bring your left hand all the way up. Open up the whole front of the body. Flex that left foot. Push the heel down. Open up those hips, the chest, the arms, and slowly come back down. Beautiful. And then bring your feet together. Soles of the feet together. Hip opener. So it might be that your hips are not ready yet. So maybe your hips are up here. No, your knees are up here. So just let gravity help you out here and just sit here and take a deep breath in. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. Hold on to your ankles. Breathe. Sit tall. Maybe see if the knees are lowering down with your next exhale. Don't push yet. Just see what happens. And you can definitely stay here and work with the breath. Ujjayi breath is perfect here. You can also use your elbows and fold again from the hips and see how the elbows are made for the inside of the legs. They are pushing in. A little bit shiatsu for you this morning. Open up gently those hip joints. We can do that 2 or 3 times, pressing the elbows in the inside of your thighs. So you can stay here and you can do that. You can also just stay here and do that. And the third option would be you hold on to your feet, use them as an anchor, find a long spine first, and then you can fold forward and see where it takes you, right? Keep working with the inhale and the exhale. Feel the lift with the inhale and with the exhale. Maybe you can release a little lower down towards the floor, towards your feet. Maybe the only thing that can release right now is your neck. Your head is nice and heavy. Maybe you can let that go and feel that nice stretch in the back of the neck. And then with your next inhale, lift, lift, lift. Take your time. Good to see you. And find that long, long spine again. And now we're going down onto the mat, onto our back. So bend your knees and then bring both of your knees into the chest and just rock gently from side to side. And then circle the knees one way. Circle the knees the other way. And then bring your feet down onto the floor. And then bend your elbows and have your hands facing each other. Bring the heels a little closer towards the tush for the bridge pose. Bring your arms down onto the floor. Feel how the chest opens. Your neck is long. You take a deep breath in and your lower back arches. As you exhale, your lower back pushes down. Your abs are lifting and scooping in and up. And you start rolling up the hips, your lower back, and maybe even the middle back right now. You feel how the hip flexors, the front of the hips, are opening up. Ujjayi breath. And slowly roll back down, bone by bone. Take your time. And again, press your arms down into the floor, press your feet down. Remember, long neck, don't turn the head to the left or to the right. And then take a deep breath in, arch the lower back. As you exhale, tighten up those abs, roll up, bone by bone by bone. Maybe wiggle on the top of your shoulders, so left and right, to find a little bit more height. Press your arms down and see how this feels. Breathe. And then again, you start between the shoulder blades, rolling down thoracic spine, and then the lower back. And then the last that touches the floor is that tailbone. So you can stay definitely here and see where you are with that bridge pose, with your arms right beside the body. And the next one, we are going to interlace the fingers again underneath your hips, right? So take a deep breath in, arch the lower back. When you exhale out, tighten up those abs, lift the hips, press down into your feet, into your arms, wiggle your way onto the tops of the shoulders. And if you feel like this is happening today, bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, and then open up the chest. And again, you might want to wiggle from the left to the right, stay with that long neck, and you see maybe the hips are lifting up even higher with that. If that feels good, just stay here. Ujjayi breath. Hips opening nicely. Hip flexors getting a good stretch here. The chest is opening up. And then slowly let those hands go back right beside your body. Arms and feet pressing down, shoulders pressing down. And again, make sure you roll down bone by bone by bone. You are in control. Yes, and then relax. And then just sway, bring your feet as wide as the mat, and then just sway your knees from the left to the right. Nice and gentle. And then bring your feet back where they were before. Everything in line, hips and knees and feet. So now, again, working on that core. So take a deep breath in, feel how this automatically brings you into that lower back arch. And then with your exhale, tighten up those abs, belly button goes in and up, and you feel how they get tense, right? How they contract. And then find a neutral spine in between. Lift your legs into a tabletop. And then press both hands, or first just touch your knees. Lift your head. And then press the knees into your hands and the hands into your knees. Stay here. And then see if you can take a breath in. And as you exhale out, you press more into the knees and into your hands, and see how the core feels, right? Can you feel it firing up? All the muscles are working. And then slowly bring the knees into the chest and relax your head. You can go again to this one, right? Have your knees, and they don't have to be further away from your hips. They can come in a little closer, so you have a little, you can ease on the lower back and then just press into the hands and into the knees, right? So we can also, somebody called it the Dead Bod. I have no idea why. Well, I actually do, but I know there's a better name for it as well. Okay, so your hands are facing each other. You lift your chest, your shoulders off the floor, and your head lifts, the chin is close to the chest, you look towards your knees. And then with your inhale, you stretch out your left arm, your right arm and your left leg. And then as you exhale, you bring it back in and you squeeze your abs together. Same thing on the other side, left arm, right knee as you inhale, stretching out. And then exhale, bring them back in. And then right arm, left leg. And then exhale, bring it back. And left arm, right leg. And exhale, bring it back. Slowly lower back down. And then just shake those legs out for a little bit. Yeah, it's probably not Dead Bod because it moves a lot for Dead Bod, right? So shake it out. And we do it just one more time, each side twice. So work with the breath. Lift your legs, lift your arms, lift the chest off the floor, and then stretch out your right arm and your left leg. And it doesn't have to be low. And you can just stretch it out a little bit. Keep the knee bent if you like. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, scoop the abs in and out as if you just use your abs to bring the leg and the arm in. And then the other side, watch the neck. And then squeeze in. And the last one, left arm, right leg. And exhale, squeeze everything back in. And then bring the knee into the chest. Rest your head. Rock the knees from side to side. Then bring your feet back down. And then just rock your head gently from side to side. And then roll onto your side. You come onto the hands and the knees. Hands underneath the shoulders. And knees underneath the hips. Have a look back. Make sure you don't see your feet, so move them out a little. And then also see where's your head and where's your chest. Open up your fingers wide, and then if you're feeling like the head is dangling down and your shoulders are sticking out, so you want to lift the chest and your head. Breathe here. Maybe with that exhale, you find Ujjayi breath, and you also find those beautiful abdominals that we were just firing up, and feel how they support you when you are in this table pose. And then we stretch out the right leg and tuck the toes under. Push the heel away. And then we lift that right leg. Try to make it longer. You're pushing the heel away from you. Watch the chest, watch your head. Now lift up your left arm and make yourself longer. Watch that right elbow. You don't want to lock that elbow and overextend. Feel those ab muscles helping you to balance. And then lower back down. Round your back into a cat pose. And then come back into table. Stretch your left leg under the left toes. And then lift your left leg. Feel those abs supporting you. Push the heel away. And then lift your right arm, pushing the right arm away from you as well. Breathe. Scoop those abs in and out with your exhale. Maybe with an Ujjayi exhale. slowly lower the hand and the knee back down. Cat stretch, cat pose. Scoop the abs in and up, feel them pushing you in and up. And then find your neutral spine again. Tuck your toes under, lift back into your first downward dog. Keep the heels off the floor, keep the knees bent. Spread the fingers wide, lift the hips up high. Look towards your ankles. Unlock the elbows. Breathe. Pedal that dog, walk your dog. And then lower your knees. Find a little stillness in that downward dog. And then the next one is either table or you can come into that chaturanga pose, like the yoga push-up. And you also can do that in a modified version with the knees down wide. And then from here, we are lowering down to the floor. So knees down if you like, and then lower down. Slowly, elbows go behind you onto the floor. And then from here, we are stretching out the back of the feet, right? Open up the legs just a little bit. And then with your next inhale, you lift your chest and come into Cobra Pose. Breathe. And then slowly turn the head to one side, lower down, wiggle the hips. And then again, lift up with your next inhale. And lower down on the other side, wiggle your hips. Tuck your toes under, press into your hands, lift back up into table. And then open up the knees, bring the big toes together, rest in child pose. Full inhale and full exhale. And then slowly come back into table. Tuck the toes under and lift up into downward facing dog. Maybe this time the knees are getting a little straighter, maybe not. All is fine. Keep breathing. Lift those sit bones up high to the sky. Press into your feet, into your hands. And see if you can press evenly on the right and the left side and the front and the back. And then slowly, you can come either onto your knees or you can stay in downward dog. Both is absolutely fine. And then if you're on your knees, you can lift your right leg just the way we did. If you're in downward dog, same thing, lift it up. Flex that foot. And then we are lowering the knee. Bring the knee towards those, towards the nose. And scoop the abs in and up. Same thing as if you were in table. And then come back up into downward dog. If you are in table, if you're in downward dog, just lift the leg back up and then lower the leg back down. So we all meet in downward facing dog. And then from here, you either again come into table or you bring your right foot forward in between your hands and lower the left knee down for a low lunge. If you feel like my kneecap hurts, my knee hurts, please get your blankets and have it underneath your knee and cushion it a little bit. You can also bring your blocks close by and then make sure the knee is not going over your toe, over your ankles, right? And then either have the hands onto the floor or on the blocks. And then just let gravity help you lowering the hips down towards the earth. Open up the chest. push through the top of your head all the way up. Breathe. And then see if you want to come onto the knees with your hands and push the knee away. And you can also stay here or feel that low lunge with the arms all the way up. Reach up high. And if you want a little more, then lift your chest and your gaze towards the sky. You can bring the hands together. Ujjayi breath. Press your legs actively down, scissor them up at the same time, and then lower your arms back down onto the knee, onto the block. Stay here, find that length again, and then from here, move the hips back. Lift the right foot. You can have your blocks right here, underneath the shoulders, and stay here. You can have your hands on the floor, and then fold forward. It doesn't have to be a big forward. It can be a very small one, or none at all, and you feel already the back of the leg opening up. Ujjayi breath. Stay with the long exhale. And then slowly bring the right foot back onto the floor. Walk your hands forward, slide the right foot back, tuck your toes under, and we come back up into downward facing dog. Pedal those legs. And then again, if you are, you can come down into table and lift your left leg. You can also stay here with me in downward dog, and now lift your left leg. Lift, lift, lift. And then slowly bring the knee towards your nose. Scroll those abs in and up. And then lift back up. Same in table. And then you can lower down. And either come into table or bring your left foot in between. Okay, and lower your right knee down. And again, if you find your knee is maybe a little tender, take that blanket or double up your mat. So now again, same thing on this side. We find that long spine, so we wiggle the foot forward so that the hips have enough space to lower down, and you can push into your blocks. Breathe. As you press your feet down, the sole of your left foot and the back of your right foot, also the shin of the right leg, you also scissor those legs up so there's a lift. All the muscles are lifting you, giving you a strong base. And then if you like, you can stay here or put the hands onto your left knee. You can stay here, breathe. You can also lift the arms, reach up high. Feel like you are pushing down into the mat, but somebody is pulling you up towards the sky. And then you can come into that Crescent Low Lunge. If you want to lift the chest, the heart, your gaze towards the sky. And slowly lower the hands back down. And we are moving the hips back. Slowly take your time, you lift that left foot up. And then maybe you have to adjust a little bit. Sometimes I have to wiggle forward. And then again, you can stay here. You can use your blocks and lift you up and feel the back of the left leg. Or with your next exhale, you forward, gently, softly forward. Full inhale. Full exhale. And then slowly, slowly, you push the foot back down into the mat. Put your hands right beside, slide the left foot back and into table. And from table, of course, into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Maybe you can lift your toes, spread them out wide, put them back down. And then from here, either knees onto the floor, into table, or you come with me in that chaturanga yoga push-up pose, and you can lower elbows, go back all the way down to the floor. Rest your head on one side and wiggle those hips, maybe bend the knees, windshield wipers left and right, and then lower your feet back down. So have your feet a little further apart. And then you can see that lower back. So you lift your abs off the floor. Just tighten up those abs. And then your arms are right beside each other. You know what's coming, right? So with your next inhale, you lift your hands. You lift your chest. You lift your arms right beside you. You can keep the feet, the legs on the floor. You can also lift them up and stay here and breathe. This is what you would be doing, just one foot down, in that warrior three pose. The back muscles are working like crazy. Arms back and the back of your legs. And then slowly with your next exhale, with control, you lower down. Wiggle those hips, relax. So, if we are standing up and that warrior three is not in for you today, we did it already here. So we can also interlace the fingers. If you feel like your shoulders are up for it, you can interlace your fingers. Maybe rest the forehead on the floor and lift your shoulders up first. Lift your arms up and then let the rest of the upper body follow. And you can also stay here with your legs on the floor. And you can also lift your legs up. Ujjayi breath gives you strength, focus. Heat rising, right? Wow, slowly lower down and relax the arms, relax the head, tuck your toes under, push back into a beautiful child pose. Open up the knees, big toes together, relax the head. And a big full inhale here. And a long exhale. And then from here, we come back into table. Tuck your toes under. Lift into downward facing dog. Again, feel even out the left and the right, the front and the back. And then you walk the feet forward. And then just hang here, bend your knees, relax the shoulders. Take that time again to be upside down. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Breathe. Maybe bend the knees a little more if you like to rest the chest on your thighs. And then slowly inhale halfway up, hands right on your shins, shoulders away from the ears. Stick that butt out. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift. exhale forward. And then the next inhale, you roll up, bend your knees, press down into your feet. And we're rolling up bone by bone by bone. The last thing that comes up is your head. Roll your shoulders back. And then just find that mountain pose and facing just for a moment. Arms right beside you. You feel the chest opening. Lengthen the back of the neck so the chin goes towards the chest just a little. And you feel like you're growing through the top of the head. You soften your knees, just bounce them a little. Lengthen the tailbone down as you squeeze those abs in and up. Shoulder blades lowering down with the weight of your arms. Bring your hands onto your hips. We are coming into warrior one. Bring the weight into your left leg and step your right foot back. You bend your left knee. And then scoop those abs in and up. Lengthen the tailbone down. Drop your shoulders. And then lift your arms. Drop the shoulders down. Spread the fingers wide. Reach up high. If you feel like you bring the hands together for that lift of your heart and the gaze. Leave the hands together and bring them in front of the chest. Find that long spine. And then from here, bring the hands behind you. Keep that front knee bend and breathe a little bit forward. And then open up the chest. Breathe. And then relax the arms back down. So what we could do now is a couple of options. So rest your arms and just have a look first, right? And you can stay in warrior one to keep that knee, to fire up all the muscles in that leg. So there's a lot of options for that warrior three. So you could have your arms behind and just lean forward, bring the weight into your left leg, opening up the chest and keep that right foot down. This is a beautiful option. You really work all the muscles that you should be working in this pose. You could then also lift up in your warrior three. If you feel your hands, when the hands or your arms are needed for you to balance, then you can bring the arms right beside into that airplane pose, right? You can also, if you have that chair close by, you want to hold on to that, have one hand on it. Or you can come into that full warrior three pose by lifting your arms right in front. So lots of options. You can also keep the hands on the hips and stay here. All right. Okay, so shake everything out and you're going into that warrior three. So by now you probably have decided which one you want to do first. Maybe just put the hands on the hips with me. And then lean forward from that warrior one pose. Bring the weight into that left leg. You can have that big toe back down here tapping. So you know there's no weight in that back foot. It's all in the front and you can stay here. You can interlace. Flex that foot and push the heel away. Push your shoulders away. Whoa. And exactly what happens, right? So you can bring the arms to the side. Or lift the arms to the front. Hold on to the chair or whatever is close by table. And then slowly lower back down and lift out of that warrior three. Okay, shake it out. I definitely feel my left leg. And then we switch to the other side. So come to the front of the mat and we come into warrior one first. Long body, lift the toes, spread them out and put them back down to create more circles with your right foot. And then bend your knees and step your left foot back. And then see if you can adjust your feet. So the left foot turns out a little, hips turn forward, lengthen the tailbone down, scoop the abs in and up, and find that beautiful warrior one. Drop the shoulders down. If you like, bring your hands together and open up. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, reach up high. Breathe. And then bring your hands, lower the gaze to the horizon. Same with the heart, and then bring your hands in front of the chest. Breathe. And then bring your hands behind you. Open up the chest here. Lift the gaze. Bend that front knee. And again, from here, if you feel like, no, I need my hands on my hips to come into that warrior three, go ahead and do that. If you feel like, I want a little challenge, yes, please bring the hands behind you and then bring the weight forward into that right leg. Just moving a little bit away. And again, hands under the hips is fine. And then lift if you want to. You don't have to. Lift that other leg. Flex that foot. Push the heel away. Scoop those abs in and up. And as if you're standing, you push through your back here and through the top of your hands. Breathe. Look at the floor, at the spot on the floor that is not moving. Ujjayi breath. Or have that toe back down here. Feel the weight here. Beautiful warrior three modification. Pick what is working for you today. And when you feel like that right side has worked as hard as the left, you lower that left foot down, stand up, and we meet in mountain pose. Breathe, close your eyes. Put your hands onto the heart. I can feel my heartbeat pretty good. Bend your knees. Bend the knees a little more, bounce. Bring the arms right beside you. And then we come into that beautiful twist. And I hope I say this correctly, Ada. Opening the heavenly gates. What a great name is that, right? So just come into a twist. The easiest thing we are doing today with the most beautiful name. So there's also this tapping, the body tapping. We have done this before. And this is a little bit like that. So you can tap wherever your hand is landing on the side of your body. The front of the hip maybe. And it's also in acupressure, in shiatsu, we have this point right opposite of the belly button and on the belly button, or right underneath the belly button where you can tap it. Just see if that is something you want to do today. Keep the knees bent, long spine, and then find that mountain pose again. Lift the toes and lift your arms, reach up high, hands touch, and then exhale the arms back down. Inhale Reach up high, lift the gaze towards the sky, lower back down, lower the gaze back down. One more time, lift and lower back down. Roll the shoulders back. Come to the front of the mat and lift the arms to the last upward salute. And then forward, forward. Bend your knees slightly, let the head rest. Let the neck become long. Hands go right beside your feet. And slowly walk into your downward dog. Pedal those legs. Those strong legs that supported you in Warrior 3. And then lift onto the toes, lower the knees down. Come into that table. And as you know, swing the legs around. You come to the twist. Take those fleshy parts off again. And then bring your right knee in. And put the right foot over on the left side. So if you are familiar with that option and it feels like something you want to do right now, you can definitely bend that left knee, right? And have that twist. Let's see if I can switch around. It would look like this. Okay, and then you can wrap around. So even if your leg is straight, the left arm goes around the right knee, you grow tall, and then bring that right hand behind you. With the next exhale, you move into that twist, and now you can maybe go a little further. See how it feels when the head is moving, looking over your right shoulder, or in the direction of your right shoulder. Maybe you don't feel like doing that. That's fine too. You can keep the head right in the middle. It feels good. Breathe here. Ujjayi breath. If you feel like you're lifting that right shoulder, drop it down. And then slowly come out of that twist with your upper body. And then switch the legs. So your left leg goes over, your left foot goes onto the right side. And then you wrap your right arm around and bring the left hand behind you. If you were into that bending, go ahead and do that. So wrap the right arm, left hand behind, grow tall. Exhale into your twist. And then slowly take your time, move the head first, let the rest of the body follow. And then you can do your happy baby pose if you feel like it. You can also come back with me into that Cobra Pose. You can use a block. This is the last thing. So do whatever feels good and what I have not done yet. So this is another hip opener. And then just stand or sit tall. And then you can go and, move those elbows, push those elbows, press them gently into the inside. You can maybe stroke the meridian out like this. And you can also just fold forward, rest your head on that block. Or just let the head, with your exhale, relax towards the ground, towards your feet. Feel the stretch in the back of the head. Relax the shoulders and the elbows. Feel the gentle lift in your inhale and the possible letting go with your exhale. And then in whatever pose you are, happy baby pose or anything else, slowly come back out of it and set yourself up for Shavasana. So if you are in the Cobra Pose with me, just start rolling up through the spine, and the last thing that lifts up is your head. All right, so set yourself up, make yourself as comfortable and as cozy as possible. Something underneath your knees, you can put the legs up the wall if that's something you like. Have an eye pillow, put your socks on, do whatever you want to do and you need to do to get comfy. Rock your head from side to side gently. Make sure that your body is not touching any props, the blocks, or anything else. And then again, if you have your legs stretched out and in the middle of all this, your lower back starts to say hello, then bend your knees and see how that feels. Whenever you're ready, close your eyes. And then take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth with a sigh. You did it. Nothing more to do. This is your time to rest. Feel all the places where your body is touching the floor. And then let the floor support you. Whenever you want to anchor your mind, you can use your breath. So you just count 1 with your inhale and your exhale, and then 2, inhale, exhale, all the way to 10, and then you just start again. And then move the attention down towards your toes. And start to relax, soften your toes. Relax your ankles, calf muscles, the back of the knees, the top of the knees, hamstrings, thighs, glutes, hips, And with your next exhale, allow your legs to become heavy. And soften your belly and the chest. Relax your lower back, middle back, and the upper back. Soften the shoulders, elbows, wrists, and all 10 fingers. And with your next exhale, allow your arms to become heavy. Relax the back of the neck, the back of your head, the top of your head, your forehead, temples, cheekbones, your ears, soften the jaw, the tongue in your mouth, soften your lips, your eyes, and the space between your eyebrows. Now slowly, without changing anything, bring your attention back to your mat. Back to your body. Start to deepen your breath. Very gently move your fingers and your toes. And then very gently stretch the legs, stretch your arms. And when you're ready, you bend one knee and then the other. And slowly roll onto the right side. Make a pillow with your arm and rest. And whenever you are ready, push yourself up into a seated position. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Lower the chin towards the chest. And thank yourself for coming here this morning. I thank you for coming. Namaste.